What is up? I am Ant, and we are joined by my good friend. Introduce yourself, sir.
My name is Christian, co-host of the Uncensored Pro Wrestling Podcast. Ready to talk about some Monday Night Raw. I thought it was a pretty good show, and I think 2023 is such a good. It has been a good start to pro wrestling in general. So excited to talk about it.
It was, man. So far, 2023 has been delivering pretty well. We are, yes, the Uncensored Pro Wrestling Podcast, and today we are covering WWE Monday Night Raw from January 9th, 2023. Where in Alabama were they? I know that they were in Alabama. Do you know exactly where, or I don't remember? Like he's gonna do some research, I think. Very cool, respect. We are very high journalistic people here. Pretty much I'm high, and you, I mean, you get high too, but all right, so yes, Raw is live in
Technology is just a bitch.
Yeah.
I think they were in Birmingham, probably.
Birmingham, Alabama. Okay, so Kevin Owens starts the show. He comes out and he talks about the Royal Rumble and how he's going to be taking on Roman Reigns for the Undisputed Championship. John Bradshaw Layfield then comes out with an interruption and basically says that Baron Corbin is the only man who has defeated Roman Reigns in 3 years. And then Baron Corbin comes out and Corbin says that he will win the Royal Rumble and defeat Roman Reigns at WrestleMania. And that's when Kevin Owens challenges Baron Corbin to a match. So what do you think of Baron Corbin challenging Kevin Owens? Like, this is really random. Like, he randomly just came out. It's a strange, like, opening start to this. But what do you think of Baron Corbin challenging? I mean, obviously it's great to see JBL, but what do you think about Baron Corbin?
I got to see JBL in person. It was fucking awesome, dude. But I knew Kevin Owens was gonna get the win in this match here. This is all just a big setup for the Rumble. I thought it was really ballsy on Baron Corbin's end by challenging Kevin Owens, just because we see Kevin Owens is so hot right now. He hasn't lost. His momentum is going really, really good. So it's gonna be tough for Baron Corbin. I knew it was gonna be tough for Baron Corbin to get the win here, but hey, he fucking fought. But it wasn't anything interesting. I mean, we see Corbin having. I say this about Chad Gable all the time, and I'm going to say it right now about Corbin. We see him, as much as I don't like him, we see them always having good matches and then continuing to always get fucked on the end by losing. So I hope we see. I know Corbin isn't going to win the Rumble or anything special like that, but I would like to see him, make maybe like a mid card title run, some shit like that, just because he's such a good freaking heel, dude. And I think with JBL by his side just makes him even more dominant.
No, 100%. I mean, JBL, the whole wrestling god gimmick. I mean, if you were a fan in the early 2000s, even before, like in the 90s, you would know JBL. So seeing him comes on TV kind of gives you a little nostalgia feel. But I agree with you. Like, Baron Corbin isn't a terrible wrestler, but like he doesn't really exude anything. And then he comes on, he's not really going to win. Let's talk about the match, though. Kevin Owens taking on Baron Corbin. Baron accidentally runs into the ring post, and then Corbin chokeslams Kevin onto the ring apron. Corbin lands a DDT and gets a 2. Corbin hits a deep 6, and then KO ends up getting the win with a stunner, which we all knew was going to end up happening. But after the match, the Usos and Solo Sikoa attack Kevin Owens, but Kevin is able to take them out with chair shots. So what do you think of Kevin standing tall? I mean, this is a sign for Roman that bring all your guys. I'm still going to stand out on top. I mean, we know with SmackDown things were different, but on Raw, it looks like Kevin Owens got the upper hand on the bloodline. What do you think?
I like that Kevin Owens, he managed to beat them all up, because if the bloodline just comes out and beats the shit out of Kevin Owens, it's just going to make him look freaking weak. It's going to make him look weak. He's not going to make him look badass like he's supposed to be. So, I mean, he's using chairs, but, I mean, in that situation, you're going to have to use chairs. So, this is nothing special. Again, just another bloodline cheap attack. I don't want to spoil anything too much because all the good stuff happens on SmackDown, but
Yeah.
this is just good build up to what is going to be the bigger picture here soon. So I'm excited to see I'm just excited, man. I'm excited for the Royal Rumble. I'm excited for
Me too, man.
this year's WrestleMania season.
Gonna be a good season. I mean, I don't know. Now that we know with Vince being back and like I'm kind of scared though with them selling it and everything. I don't know, but I will
Yeah, man.
my hopes. So then we see Adam Pearce. He come back from the break, and Adam Pearce is backstage, and he kicks out the Usos, and he tells Solo Sikoa that he has a match with Dolph Ziggler tonight without any help from the Bloodline. We don't really have to talk about that because we'll get to there when we get to the match, but good match to see later on. We then come back with Alexa Bliss. She's on the Raw announce table, and Bliss says after last week, Bianca Belair went to hide. She's afraid of me because I'm the face of evil. I haven't felt this good in a really long time, and I'm the one in charge. And then we get a clip from Uncle Howdy. We see like a little swing set, and he basically just says, "Do you think you're in charge?" And then Uncle Howdy shows up. He walks out to the stage. He laughs, and Alexa Bliss kind of looks down. So we've been talking about this for weeks. Bray Wyatt has been referenced on Raw with Alexa Bliss for a while. We finally get to see Uncle Howdy, sort of embrace Alexa Bliss. This is exciting. What do you think? What do you think is going to happen? I honestly think this is going to be a recruitment against Bray, but what do you think?
Well, first off, like I've mentioned before, finally we see Uncle Howdy or Bray Wyatt having to do something with Alexa Bliss, because I've said this for several weeks now. It makes no sense, what they're doing, showing Bray Wyatt's thing on the screen, her mentioning Bray Wyatt when Bray Wyatt nor Uncle Howdy's ever mentioned her or acknowledged her. But so now we're again taking steps forward. Now we already saw Uncle Howdy come on the screen. Now we're taking more steps forward here. I think maybe in the future here they're gonna make Alexa Bliss' sister Abigail. There was a report earlier in the day though that Bo Dallas was backstage. So I think he's gonna end up being Uncle Howdy for sure. But that's been my thought. That's been my thought for a long time, so I'm not
I think it's
surprised.
Bo too. I mean, do you think this group is going to work with Wyatt, or do you think they're going to go after Wyatt? Because this. I don't know. After Uncle Howdy giving the sister Abigail, they're like everyone's confused. We don't know what's going on here. Do you think Bliss is going to be against Bray? I don't know. I don't understand what's happening here.
I think she's gonna be against Bray because Bray's controlling her.
Mm.
So I know
Bray is
now
Uncle
that I see Bray's Uncle Howdy.
because he
You
says
said?
this on Smack. I mean, we're getting there. I know we're talking ahead with SmackDown, but he says I'm Uncle Howdy. What are we to think? Like this, I don't understand. But let's keep it on Alexa Bliss. I'm going everywhere.
I'm just saying with Alexa Bliss, I think she is going to. I think her and Uncle Howdy will end up teaming up and then going against Bray Wyatt. Yes, because we see that Bray Wyatt constantly controls her, and I think it's going to be more of a rivalry between Uncle Howdy and Bray Wyatt and Bray. I feel like Alexa Bliss is just going to be in the middle of all.
like a part of the faction. Okay, okay. I just wonder what the whole goal is. Like, I'm excited to see like the lead up to WrestleMania.
I'm
Like,
curious. I'm really
yeah.
curious because they haven't done too much with it, but now we're just starting to see it. So.
Well, let's move on. I'm excited for this. Damage Control come out to the ring, and Bayley just trashes Becky Lynch and tells Damage Control that she has a match. Go relax backstage. This match is for Becky Lynch. I'm going to show Becky Lynch what I can do in the ring. Bayley takes on Mia Yim. Here are just some quick notes. Bayley drops Mia across the ropes and suplexes Mia Yim off the apron to the floor. Mia dives onto Bayley outside, and Mia nails Hurricane Rana from the ring ropes. There's back and forth counters from both women, and Mia nails a kick. The end comes though after Bayley rolls up Mia Yim and puts her feet on the ropes. So obviously there's something happening between Bayley and Becky. I'm hoping at the Rumble they're gonna fight. But this is just a basic match. What do you think about Mia Yim after this match? We talk a lot about Bayley and Damage Control. Let's focus on someone else for today. What do you think about Mia? Do you think she's, a worthy potential women's champion, even though she lost?
Well, I was there when she came back. I was very, very excited. And the reason I'm bringing that up is because when I was there and I saw her, and from this, I feel like this is important because I saw from a firsthand view. So when she came out and she No one knew who the fuck she was except me. Nobody knew who this girl was. I was like, oh, Mia Yim, she's back from Impact. She's back from Impact. No one knew who she was. So, I mean, you really have to have watched NXT back in the day or just know about her in general to really know about her or to be excited or not, because just by that reaction itself, and it's not even that, she really doesn't get much of a crowd reaction to begin with. So I don't know. She always has good matches. Ever since she's been back, she's been doing her thing with the OC. We haven't seen her too much singles competition. We saw her at War Games. We see her do a lot of mixed tag team matches with the OC. But I hope if we see more singles matches from her, and if she keeps, because right now she's kind of in the main event level scene for the Raw women's division, because she's going against Bayley, who's up there. She's had matches with Becky, all these other women. So I think Mia Yim give give her some momentum going here. Let the crowd get over with the crowd a little bit. Maybe, yeah. Because I always thought her matches in NXT back in the day were always good, and I thought it was stupid that she even got let go in the first place. So I was really excited. I popped really hard when she
I
came
hate
back.
when she was
But
brought up as Reckoning, man. That was terrible. They did her so dirty with that
they
whole.
just need to stop calling her Meechin. That
Yeah,
sounds
Michin, I don't
stupid.
get that. What is that supposed to mean?
It means it's like a it means like warrior in Korean. It means something in Korean.
Michin.
I forget what she tweeted about it. I think so, but I forget what she said.
Well,
But it's something in Korean because she is Korean.
I'm excited to see what Mia Yim's going to do. She's probably going to be in the Royal Rumble match, but I really hope we get Bayley and Becky at the Rumble. Uh, but
I think we're gonna get that at Mania.
you think that's going to happen at Mania? Why?
Um, I don't know I don't know. I just feel like if they don't,
I want to
because
see Becky versus Rhea at Mania.
right,
Crowd pop.
right, I understand that, but I feel like there's no point of having a singles match at the Rumble if it's not for the title. So, for example, if it's not the Raw Women's, I feel like and we see this quite often. The only championships we see like 3 matches, and then the Rumbles. We see the WWE Championship, slash Universal, whatever, because we know Roman has both of them now, so that kind of fucks everything up. We have both women's championships, and then that's really it. Because at the end of the day, everyone wants to win the Rumble. No one gives a shit. No one's gonna pick the mid card title if you win the Rumble.
Mm-hmm.
And if you win the Rumble, you get to pick which champion you want to fight at Mania. So I just feel like they have nothing to fight for at the Rumble. All they have to do is they just got to get ready for the Rumble. I feel like that'd be because think about it. What the fuck does Rhea? We saw them have a stare down. Okay, we haven't seen anything with them two since that, and that happened a whole month ago. So
I get it, but I just think like sometimes it's better if you keep people separate, and then you know what I'm saying. But I just think that like based on the fan reaction to that, that's a WrestleMania worthy match. Becky and Rhea.
oh, that is a WrestleMania worthy match. The question is though, is the build up? Are they going to build it up? Like, is the build up going to be worthy? We shall see what they do with that.
We shall. Well, speaking about
Seeing
things, Candice LeRae is backstage and she's talking about entering the Royal Rumble match, and Rhea Ripley interrupts her. And Rhea says, "You are delusional to think you have a chance at winning the Rumble. You're going to have your pixie wings cut off by me." And Candice says, "Well, let's do it tonight." Rhea says, "That would be a great homecoming gift for Dominic to see me squash you like a bug." So we're going to see Candice and Rhea later on tonight. Dominic obviously just getting released from prison. Again, not a lot to really talk about here. Just good to see Rhea and Candice in action on Raw.
Absolutely.
Let me cover this quick promo, and then we'll take our first break of the night. WWE United States Champion Austin Theory comes out to the ring, and there he says, "The champ is here. Where's your guy, Seth Rollins? I thought he was going to beat me." Seth was taken out by Austin freaking Theory. And then, to a big surprise, Seth Rollins actually comes out, and he has crutches, and he's pretending that he can't get down to the ring, and then he shows everybody that he was joking. He drops the crutches and he walks down to the ring, and there he said, um, "You said you were the mountaintop. If that's the case, then I'm the pinnacle of this damn industry. I surpassed you and will win the Royal Rumble match, and I will headline WrestleMania and walk out the undisputed champion." So Seth says, "Are you done? My knee is not 100%, but it will be just in time for me to win the Royal Rumble." He says, he being Seth Rollins will main event WrestleMania. I'll see you at the Rumble, kid, right? And then Seth goes to leave. And then another return. We see Bobby Lashley come back after being fired by Adam Pearce. He comes out and he nails a spear to Austin Theory, and he tosses Theory over the top rope. And Lashley says, "It doesn't matter who's in the Royal Rumble because I'm back and I will manhandle every wrestler in the match." So I think we have time to talk about this quick before our break. What do you think? Obviously, Seth Rollins has issues with Theory. Lashley has issues with Theory. This is all
right. And
yeah, go ahead.
these three have been around the U.S. title picture for months at this point. But they're also making the U.S. title
Mean
worth
something.
watching. So I think the main point behind this was to bring back Lashley after he was given probably a month off. Maybe he was given a month off due to personal reasons. Maybe he just wanted it off. Who knows? But I think the whole getting him fired thing was just him getting a vacation, kind of like them covering it with like kind of like the same way they're doing it with Riddle. Seth Rollins is very popular again, so Theory gets really good heat. So I don't know what they're gonna do at this point. All three guys have been in this like I just said, U.S. title picture for several months now. So it's kind of just starting to get fucking boring to watch at this point. I hope the Royal Rumble's the last straw. Maybe Mania the last straw. I don't know,
Well, and welcome back. And there's Christian's finger. Hi, Christian. Wow, this is very up close and personal.
I'm
This
taking my jacket off.
is staying in right now. All the ladies, that's Christian and his area. Hi. So I am your WWE pay-per-view champion, the longest reigning, the greatest ever, the best WWE pay-per-view champion of all time. And I'm going to defend it at the Royal Rumble. I can't wait to defeat you. And that's all. And then I'm going to go to WrestleMania and defend my title again. And I'll beat you at WrestleMania if you want a rematch. But I think after Rumble, you're going to learn your lesson not to challenge me and try to take me on.
Yeah,
Because
right.
at the end of the day, I'm still your current two-time longest reigning WWE pay-per-view champion. Thank you. So, moving on. And that's Christian, the bomb. Hi.
Hi.
No, it's all about the boom. Cheap plug. AEW Dynamite. Our episode recap is coming out. A special dude showed up. Don't want to spoil anything. Yep, all elite, baby.
Yes, sir, baby.
Dude, that's totally AC. That's my fucking logo. See, you represent
Adam Cole, baby.
Adam Cole,
You
baby.
know it's all about the boom.
All right, so our next match. We were just talking about Bobby Lashley, Seth Rollins, Austin Theory. A lot to look forward to, man. I mean, we've seen these guys, all three of them, fight. I'm excited to see what's going to happen. I think Bobby Lashley, though, has some stuff going on with another group coming up, but we'll talk about that later on. But I'm definitely excited to see what's going to be Seth Rollins' WrestleMania season, like what his opponent's going to be. All that.
Yes, sir.
But
hopefully he's healthy.
I know. Let's see. Our next match, we have Candice LeRae taking on the Nightmare Rhea Ripley. Rhea tosses Candice across the ring. Candice nails some Germans to Rhea. Well, she Germans Rhea Ripley off the top rope. Rhea catches Candice and applies her submission hold and lands the Riptide and gets a 3. A lot of these matches I felt this week on Raw didn't really have a meaning to them. They were just kind of like, okay, we're going to show off these wrestlers. But what do you think of Rhea Ripley? I mean, she's a high contender to win the Royal Rumble match. What do you think?
This was just a dominant win for her. Candice LeRae barely did anything in this match, and I think this was just. I feel like the little promo they did before the match was, I don't know. Like you said, I feel like they're just staring superstars on here at this point in this show, but the fans barely reacted to this match. Rhea's a threat to win the Rumble. I think she might And if she doesn't win the Rumble, she's definitely gonna have a really good match at at Mania. But I definitely think she's gonna win the Rumble. I don't know. We'll see. But and we'll talk more about that when we finally do the more Rumble predictions. But so far, I have Rhea Ripley winning it. So we'll
Okay.
see. She's just been so fucking dominant the last couple months. She technically is the number one contender for the women's championship. If you guys don't remember, she won that match to be the number one contender for the women's title, but then she ended up getting hurt or injured or something. So it never happened. But she technically is the number one contender. She never got her match. So we'll see. Maybe she does get it at WrestleMania. And I hope she does. So we'll see.
Hmm.
But dominant match.
Well, dude, I'm excited because Rhea Ripley is definitely, like you said, she's definitely one of the highest contenders for the Rumble. This whole year, last year, Rhea Ripley has been dominating it. I know we talked about this that, she didn't really do much, but in terms of fans and like, viral and all that stuff, like Rhea's been everywhere.
Right, she's just doing her thing with the Judgment Day, and that's okay. It's been a good. Like I've enjoyed it. I thought it was entertaining, but we I like to see her more in the singles uh
Mm,
title run. Um, maybe if affiliates with the Judgment Day, I like the Judgment Day as a faction, and I like Rhea Ripley being like their like their female in it, whatever. But I just I think she's just dominant. Like she's too dominant to be in a faction where she's not wrestling much on her own. So hopefully she wins the Rumble. We see Judgment Day also getting the tag team title shot. So maybe Judgment Day is gonna be the new freaking faction, man. Who knows? But they're excited to see the future of
me
Rhea
too,
Ripley in
man.
2023. I think she's gonna have a fucking good year.
I love her theme too. Well, speaking of factions, MVP's backstage with Bobby Lashley, and he offers Bobby a handshake. MVP says, "You should thank me for getting you reinstated. Mistakes were made, and you know how great we were together." Bobby says, "I'm not going to forget what went down with us. We're good, but I'm not there yet. I'm not ready to join business with you again." And MVP says, "That's fine. If you look to expand your business, you have my number." Obvious reference to the Hurt Business. Would you like to see the Hurt Business back formed again?
Absolutely.
I would be excited.
Hell yeah. Make him heels. They were so freaking good, man. They were so good. MVP so good on the mic. He's such a good manager. He went to the live show that I was at. He killed it. I told him I respected him so much. Like I love him. I love MVP, man. Hell
Yeah.
yeah.
MVP is a fucking shit. We get another Cody Rhodes promo, which is cool to see. More and more excitement for him to come back.
Get this fucking nerd off the fucking screen. Stop fucking doing these pussy ass stupid
I
bullshit.
thought you were talking about me for a minute. I was like, oh.
No, I'm talking about Cody Rhodes. Like, why do they need it? First off, just keep his return a secret. Like, no one cares about these stupid little promos they do. I don't know why they do this. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
There you go. You disappeared. Now you're back. But then you disappeared again. Hi. Hi. Now you're back. No, you
I'm
disappeared.
sorry. Go ahead.
No, I love it. I love how you just randomly disappear. It's awesome.
I'm just
You're
getting some
very
water.
fidgety tonight, sir. It's totally cool. Um, Yeah, I agree. I mean, what so far I do like, and I'm knocking on this like wood here. I'm glad they're not announcing any surprise people for the Royal Rumble like they did last year. Like that was so ridiculous and ruined the match for me. So I do like that.
Absolutely.
But I do think like, come on, like to have it be a surprise with Cody, especially like AEW did a great job with their surprise on Wednesday. They should have done something like that.
I didn't even, Anthony, when I was just telling you, I was just sitting here because we knew MJF was supposed to be on. And all I heard was Tony Schiavone go, like he say, "Well, introduce this man," and then I'm sitting here, and I was like, "MJF," and I hear all about the boom, and then yeah, so like I love and I'll talk more about that when I cover
Mhm.
Dynamite next, but
Yep.
that's just a good example on keeping a really good injury return a secret. I had not. in not 1% of my mind did I think that Adam Cole was gonna come. So I hope WWE hopefully, I mean, they can't do that with Cody at this point because we know he's going to come back. But even though he hasn't fully stated, even though he hasn't clearly said, "Hey, I'm coming back," but he'll be back, and he might be the one to win it. To be honest, I think I don't know. Again, I'll talk more about that later, but we'll see. We'll see what's Cody Rhodes. But all I'm going to say is he'll be at the Rumble.
Speaking of the Rumble,
And
go ahead, buddy.
no. That's it. That's it.
Dolph Ziggler is backstage, and Mustafa Ali confronts him because Ali wanted to team up with Dolph in the tag team turmoil match. And Dolph says, "Tonight is not about you. I hope you can understand that. It's about me beating Solo Sikoa." So interesting that they put this on TV. Obviously, Mustafa Ali is a great wrestler. Dolph too. Are we going to see some drama between the two of them? Maybe, but it's kind of misplaced. This little issue doesn't really understand where it's coming from. But we're going to move on again too. So, the Miz and Bronson Reed are backstage, and the Miz says, "If you mess with me, you mess with us." And then Bronson says, "There's no us. If you want something, you gotta pay me." So the Miz is just paying a lot of people to do his business, man. A lot of stuff. The Miz is making a lot of money and sending people a lot of money, man. A lot of stuff going down with the Miz. What do you think about Bronson Reed and the Miz?
It's kind of a. I did not see any of this coming with Bronson Reed and the Miz. I don't know what they're trying to do with the Miz. They is he done with the whole Dexter Loomis thing? Like, is he done with the whole Gargano thing? Like, I feel like they've been booking Miz like shit, and he's such a good heel. He's one of the best heels in the business. Still, he's a vet. They need to start booking him a little better. I don't know what they're gonna do with Bronson Reed here in the Miz, but it better be something good here because Miz deserves really better. And same thing about this man. We'll talk next here, but him and Dolph Ziggler deserve fucking better than what they're getting. Holy hell!
Well, speaking of Ziggler, Dolph Ziggler is going to take on Solo Sikoa. Here are some notes. Solo nails a headbutt to Ziggler's chest. Ziggler nails a dropkick, but is tossed outside of the ring. Solo accidentally hits the ring post, and Dolph nails a leaping DDT and gets a 2 count. Ziggler nails a zigzag, and that leads to a 2. And then Solo nails a big Samoan spike and gets a 3 count. Again, really, what's the purpose of Dolph Ziggler getting pissed for nothing and then he loses? What do you think of all of that?
I think Dolph Ziggler, first off, he's the best seller in the business by far. He's always been the best seller in the business. Excuse me. He's always been the best seller in the business, and he continues to fucking do it. He's the right kind of like he's the right guy to sell Solo that kind of power. I knew again, Solo's hot. He hasn't lost any singles matches yet. Um, I knew he would win against Ziggler, but again, Ziggler hasn't been pushed. We haven't seen him much. He's such a veteran. I don't. He just deserves. Last time we saw him get pushed was his NXT title run. Man, he does everything he's asked to do very, very good. He's always been good on the mic. He's always been a good heel. He's always been a good baby face. He's always been a good mid card champion high at a high level. I hope they do something with him, man, because Ziggler's a veteran, man. He's coming up on 20 years. Um, he's just been treated like shit, man. Like he's one of those guys that don't get respected enough. Um, that have been in the business for so long, that know so much about it, and that are so good. So I understand they need to book Solo as this dominant guy, but Dolph Ziggler really deserves better, man, because he has good matches, and I'd like to see him. I like to see him in the high mid title, like mid high.
I see US, something like that, right?
Right. I couldn't fucking get the words out enough.
You're good.
But that's really it.
Dolph's fucking turns it on every time he goes out there. He kills it. But I will say, Solo Sikoa though is a fucking beast. I do like how they're building him up because he is like Umaga, like he's just destroying
I
it.
don't like him using that Samoan spike finisher.
I know. I do though because it's like it's an homage to his uncle, which he
I
really.
understand that, but he really reminds me so much of it, and that's like him, and it's so hard to like just I don't know. Like I understand why he's doing it, but at the same time, you see a lot of these people that have like famous wrestlers. Like for example, The Rock's daughter doesn't even use Johnson or anything that has to do with the
Yeah, she's like
Samoan.
Eva Rain, right?
Yeah, she has nothing to do with anything. So like Samoan. So and she stated about it multiple times. I want to do my own thing. I could have sworn Solo wanted to do that too, but you know he's with the bloodline now. He's with his brothers, and he's just trying too hard to be like his uncle when he needs to just be like Solo, in my opinion. But at the same time, he just I don't know. He's just too much alike. They're just too much alike, man. Too much alike.
I agree. I do agree. They do look exactly alike. They have both the same style and stuff. But I get imitations the sincerest form of flattery. So, but I do think that maybe he needs to be a bit more like his character is a street fighter, but like he doesn't wear shoes or socks to the ring. Like how is he a street fighter? Like it's weird. Like,
Right.
I don't get it. But all right, more action coming our way. Damage Control attack Mia Yim backstage, and Bailey says, "Don't stick up for someone who won't be here for you." Basically telling Mia, "Don't stick up for Becky because Becky's not going to stick up for you." Furthering the rivalry between Bailey and Becky Lynch. If you have something to add here, you can. But it was just a little fight.
Nope, I don't got anything to add here. Just another build up to. We'll see what's gonna go on the next episode of Raw, but nothing
Nothing
to talk
new.
about it.
This was an interesting promo. Miz TV with Dominic Mysterio and the
This was awesome.
It was really good. I was just confused though as to like where Miz's character is going, right? So Dominic says, imagine being locked up and not knowing what what? It's time to push. Okay, he's like, imagine being locked up and it's time to to push or be pushed. He says I had to do what I had to do in jail to survive. Dominic tells a story of how his cellmate talked crap about him, so he slapped the cellmate and caused the cellmate to stop talking shit. And this is funny. Dominic says, "Now I know how Martha Stewart felt after being arrested." And then Miz says, "Well, like, dude, you're only in jail for like a couple of hours. Like, how did you go through all these issues?" And Judgment Day start to get offended, and they start to confront the Miz. But before anything can happen,
Please had me laughing so hard.
what did Damian Priest even say?
He was like, so when Miz was like, according to my sources, you've only been in county prison for 2 hours, and David Priest is like, you take that back. And like it is a really, really deep voice. I don't know. To me, I thought it was really, really funny. And then he was like, "I'm sorry," and Miz was like, "I'm sorry. You know, my sources must have told me wrong." It was funny. And then David Priest was like, "Yeah, yeah, that's what I thought." Yeah, it was really fun.
Yeah, well, listen, I'm a big Miz fan, and I do like Damian Priest, but his I don't know, I kind of want to see the Judgment Day end. I'm tired of
No, hell no, hell no.
I'm just over
If
it.
anything, I want to keep them going. Yo, this new Dominic is Dominic really showed me something here. I've talked a lot of shit about Dominic Mysterio in the past, but his new theme just fitted him very, very well.
What's his new
he
theme?
oh, you didn't hear his new theme when he came
No,
out?
no.
Oh, it's like a Mexican rap. It's like a cholo type of vibe.
Okay,
And that's why
but
he
he's
came
kind of
out
like
with the
Conan.
bandana. So
Yeah.
he's kind of like a Mexican gangster. So like, and it fits
Oh,
his character because he is Mexican. He is really Mexican descent in real life, and Damian Priest is Puerto Rican. So it kind of fits all these. It just fits the character. But yeah, his new theme. You got to check it out. Watch his entrance to the Miz TV, and you'll hear it. Like it's a whole new theme. Well, it's awesome, man. I thought this was awesome. You know, the Martha Stewart line really
that's what I
was
was
over
going to
the
say. That was
top.
awesome.
The
That was
Martha
the best.
Stewart line was over the top. I don't know if this was trying to be a heel or trying to be funny. I just thought this whole thing was funny, but we'll see what Dominic's character is gonna be. So far, so good. And the only way I like to see the Judgment Day end is if Dominic turns on the Judgment Day and like reunites with his dad or something like that. I don't know. We'll see, but I'm liking it so far.
Martha Stewart. I know how she feels now. So I'm not gonna lie to you, I didn't take notes on the main event. It was a tag team turmoil. Many teams competed. During the match, Finn Balor gets injured, and Adam Pearce is like, listen, if the Judgment Day wants to continue, Dominic, you're gonna have to take Finn's place. So Dominic does. Excuse me. I'm so tired. I was up all night. Um, the Judgment Day, they defeat the Street Profits after a roll up from Dominic, and Rhea ends up holding Dominic's feet. So now the Judgment Day are the #1 contenders for the undisputed tag team titles. After the match, the champions, the Usos, come out and have a face off with the Judgment Day. I'm excited for this because it's two heel teams are going to go at it for the titles. But which members do you think are going to compete? Do you think it's going to be Balor and Priest, Dominic and Priest, Dominic and Balor, whatever? Who do you think what team is it going to be? And are you excited for the Usos versus the Judgment Day?
It is going to be Priest and Balor, and if anything, I think that causes the bloodline, or that causes the Judgment Day to split. Because think about it, Dominic. The whole reason Dominic turned on Ray was because he chose Edge to be his partner instead of him. If that comes to that, maybe I don't know. I don't think it's gonna happen, but I think it's gonna be Finn and Priest versus the Usos. But I thought the main event was good. Too long. I knew the OC were gonna get eliminated. I thought maybe Otis and Gable had a chance, but they didn't. I thought the Street Profits were gonna win because they put on a really really good match. But I'm excited to see the Judgment Day versus the Usos. Um, it's gonna be good. I hope it's the crowd's not dead because this match was pretty dead.
It was a 50-minute match, man. It was long.
I know it was freaking long. I don't think there's gonna be a title change. Wait, pause. If my sources are correct, correct, this isn't for the undisputed tag team
Oh, it was only
championship.
for the Raw Tag Titles, right?
Oh,
That's right. So maybe that will.
oh,
I could see
yeah.
Sammy accidentally causing the Usos to lose.
I see Judgment Day winning this. I see the Judgment Day winning this match.
When is this happening? Is this at the Rumble or is this going to be at Raw? Probably a Rumble, right? When you think,
Don't know.
I would hope.
I don't. I don't know. I don't know.
Well, we'll have to see. So,
We will have to see. I hope it's the
listen, man,
Rumble though.
this was the end of Raw. So, my question for you is, what are you hoping to see next week? We got a lot of, Royal Rumble still around. I feel like this Raw didn't really give us much. It's just sort of like a basic, Raw to kind of get ready, for next week. But what are you hoping to see? Like, we're at the Royal Rumble. What do you want to see next?
I want to definitely see more of Uncle Howdy. I definitely think, like I said, at this point, we should start knowing more if it is Bo Dallas or not. I want to say we should start knowing more who it is, but at this point, I think we know who it is. So, but at this point, we should start knowing more who Uncle Howdy is. So we should see him more. Um, Dominic was we need to see more of the Judgment Day. Now that they're the #1 contenders for the Raw Tag Team titles, this is big. This is big because they could potentially win it. So I think we need to see more of the Judgment Day. I definitely think we need to see more of Kevin Owens, him being hot. I think we're gonna see more of Solo dominating in singles competition. I think that's gonna lead up to something. I'm not quite sure yet, so I don't want to speak too much about that. But those are some of the key things that I'm excited to see next week.
I'm excited to see that too. No, it's funny. My date's here sleeping. I hope we don't do that to our listeners. Listeners, stay awake. Just kidding. I mean, I'm not kidding. It's true. Stay awake. Listen to us. But yeah, so dude, I agree with you, dude. I hope we get more stuff about Uncle Howdy. I'm so intrigued by that. That's like one of the basic things I tune into Raw for. When you texted me and was like, "Oh my god," I was like, "Oh shit, something happened." And I was like, "Oh, you're like, are you watching Raw right now?" And I was like, "No, not yet." So I'm just happy we got that. What was your moment or match of the night?
Moment of the night was Miz TV with Mysterio. Uh, yeah, I think the best we've seen was Judgment Day. They won it all. They won the big main event. They had a funny ass Miz TV segment. So I think Judgment Day was definitely took moment of the night. I think they were the key of tonight's Raw.
I agree, like that moment, just like where he mentions Martha Stewart, like that was like the best, in my opinion, like the funniest, best moment of Raw too. There really wasn't anything else
Absolutely.
about that. But I mean, listen, this wasn't really a riveting episode. We're on the road to the Royal Rumble, on the road to WrestleMania. Excited for that. We got it coming up in next week. We have our AEW Dynamite recap coming up. I'm excited for that. A lot of surprises and a lot of good stuff happened on that night. Great action, man. Fucking all the matches on that card. Not all of them, but most
Oh
of them.
yeah, man.
Moxley and fucking Page.
I'm excited to I'm
Danielson.
excited to cover that.
The dude that he fought, what was that guy's name?
Who,
Kanosuke.
Danielson? I know I can't pronounce his
He
name,
was a
but
really good,
I know
awesome,
exactly who he is,
awesome
man.
work that he
He's
did.
one of few guys I know at New Japan.
And then we have our Friday Night SmackDown recap coming out. And just like we got the Royal Rumble, it's 2 weeks away. We're gonna have our predictions coming out soon for that. Excited as more matches get announced. We'll be coming out with that. A lot of more stuff coming your way. And yeah, I mean, listen, Royal Rumble season. I got a question for you. Rampage, don't tell me what happens. I know who wins, but was the street fight match good? Was it worth the watch, or did you?
Low key, I will give it a yes. I
Okay,
will give it a yes. I don't want to be too hard about it. I will give it a yes. I
okay.
think Mello and Anna Jay are fucking boring, but I thought Ruby, the start to the match was good. I thought it was a decent rampage
A lot of blood.
for one. Decent, yes, it was decent.
All right.
It,
Well,
it
listen.
was okay, better than usual.
All right, I'm excited for that. Well, that is it, friends. We're gonna wrap it up for this episode of the Monday Night Raw recap. I can't believe we're 2 weeks away from the Royal Rumble. We're getting closer to Mania. And yeah, there's really not much else to say. I'm Ant. That's Christian, and we will be back next week. Christian, thank you for joining me. Thank you guys
Hey,
for
thank you
listening.
for having me, my man.
Check us out on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, wherever you get your podcasts. We are streaming. Check us out on YouTube. And yeah, that's it for tonight. Stay safe and stay uncensored. Talk to y'all soon. Bye.